The Living Community is brought to you by Unitec Departments of Communication Studies and Performing and Screen Arts. Tonight on The Living Community we get to visit the paradise that is Kew Haven. We meet Thomas and Mahrukh and learn what inspired them in their vision to create a place where people can connect with nature and learn about the environment. We meet Unitec students and learn about their connection with the project.
Hello and welcome to The Living Community. My name is Hannah Rowie.
And I'm Jess Kahi. Thanks for joining us.
Now, The Living Community is a 6-part series that shines the spotlight on just a few of the exciting initiatives that are making a difference within local Auckland communities.
This evening's program focuses on Kew Haven, a former dairy farm in the Kaipara region that is being converted back into native forest and serves as a sustainable model for eco-sustainability.
After a life of international finance and accountancy, living in various countries and travelling extensively, New Zealand is the place Kew Haven owners Tom and Mahrukh Stazyk have decided to call their home.
Kew is an acronym for Cultivating, Understanding and Enlightenment, and the original plan for this disused dairy farm was to create a retreat where people from all walks of life could come together to relax and rejuvenate their minds by sharing ideas and ideologies and learning from each other.
But of course, with intensifying property development and more farms being subdivided, they decided to change the plan and are converting the 59-acre farm back into native forests.
A major objective is to create a wetland forest reserve that the community can enjoy for generations, and to ensure that this is the case, they intend to protect the property with a Kiwi 2 covenant to ensure none of the trees are cut down.
Kew Haven was established by Tom and Mahrukh Stazyk in 2008, but they say at that time they had very little knowledge about farming or native New Zealand forests. So they also say on their website that they had the help and support of many people and groups who have helped develop their knowledge.
But they have also provided the opportunities to help develop the knowledge of a large number of other people too. Through 2014, Mark Ingram and his Digital World students have been focusing on Kew Haven, which has become a real-world learning environment for a number of various groups, including students from at least 4 different departments at Unitec.
Students from CCMA and graphic design, among others, have been taking their learning into the field at Kew Haven, and assessments have in some cases become living artefacts.
Unitec students caught up with the owners of Kew Haven and Unitec graphic design students to find out more about the project.
We wanted to set up a place where people could come and recharge their batteries, but also exchange ideas, relax, and think in a different plane than they were in their regular day-to-day work. So that's why we kind of looked at buying a rural property where we would set up a center like that, and that's what led to the idea of cultivating understanding and enlightenment.
So we wanted it to be close to a major city. Not too far from an international airport, so we were definitely looking in the greater Auckland area, and we live on the west side of Auckland, so it just made more sense for us to look something out west as opposed to out east. And we looked at several properties, actually a lot of properties, and we arrived here, and there was something about this place that just drew us to it.
We didn't want this property to be turned back into developments or chopped up for lifestyle blocks. We decided we wanted to turn it into a park with native trees and native bush.
Well, we're trying to create a native New Zealand forest. And so because we're planting in open paddocks grass, we're starting off with the initial planting is the revegetation pioneer trees like your manuka, kanuka, kaprosma, mahoi, things that grow really fast and which establish the canopy. And but eventually our long-term goal is to have a mature bush of podocarps of rimu, totra, kauri.
Different kind of land, different kind of altitude, proximity to the ocean all dictate what sorts of trees would grow in a particular area. So we do get advice from a local ecologist who helped us with our restoration plan. Right now we're financing the project largely ourselves. We do get some funding from Auckland Council and the Department of Conservation, but we are talking to our accountants and lawyers now because we want to set up some sort of a charitable trust that would also organize our governance and for the long term, and give us access to additional funding sources like Lotteries Commission and ASB Community Trust and things like that. Plus, since it's just Mahrukh and I right now, we don't feel too good about just going to the public and saying give us money, but if it was a charitable trust, we would be able to do more organized fundraising. Our vision from the very beginning was as a place where people would develop and improve themselves in one way or another. And then because the very first planting that we did was with a school group, a Trees for Survival group, we naturally had schools coming to us. And then when we think about the long-term transition from where we are today to where we want to be, if we have schools coming out to plant, well, eventually we're going to be finished with the planting. So what can we have the students do? So already we've changed the planting days to include things like water testing and understanding of water care, nature walks to learn about plants and animals and birds, and also waste management and those kinds of things. And then we've also found that there are school environments where field work is very useful. We've had the ecology students from Unitec come out and do practicums, field trips. The Unitec creative industries people in architecture, landscape architecture, and graphic design have been out to design projects that would work in this environment. And the synergy that we get from that is fantastic.
Earlier this year, we caught up with some of the students involved in bringing this story to you to see how they feel about this kind of a living classroom, and we will join them just after this short break.
I'm a third-year graphic design student at Unitec, and I'm involved in the Kew Haven project.
I'm a third-year graphic design student, and the project I did for Kew Haven here was to make wayfinding and information signage for their land.
Kew Haven was one of 6 projects that we could choose out of. I chose Kew Haven because I'm really interested in sustainability, and it was a community project, which is another big interest of mine.
I felt just really comfortable just hanging around here. It reminded me a lot of home, where there's a similar environment to this.
When I started talking to Tom and Mahrukh and what they wanted to do, it's just very much about what I do a lot in my graphic design artwork, and when they introduced that they were wanting some of the philosophical ideas, I thought that was really important to communicate, because often in bushwalks it's very nice to have the educational signage throughout it, but I think it's also important to introduce people to the ideas behind the project.
So they asked us to create some inspiration and information and wayfinding signage throughout their land at Kew Haven. They wanted something quirky, something new, something fresh, and something that appealed to people, so they could walk around and kind of see it almost as if it was part of the environment. So I kind of had to branch out with sort of stencil, handmade and recycled space.
So I decided to go with a philosophical design, graphic-based design, and my illustration here, I did a koru and a fern. Basically it's about communicating self-development, and the quote says, "There is a voice that doesn't use words, listen." And then from there I thought it would be really nice to introduce a cue birdie, which was kind of like a messenger, just a nice subtle voice to help reiterate what the quote was saying. So yeah, with the bird, the C, the U and the E form the I, the wing and the tail of the bird. And then from there just yeah, another quote up top, remember when you really pay attention, everything is your teacher. So it's just about being here with nature and, you know, just learning.
This is one of 6 information and inspiration signs that were made. This one's the grey warbler, which I found is one of my favourites. They're all kind of running on the same idea of the handcrafted, hence why it's all very rough around the edges and it's all the idea of being hand painted. Getting feedback is really helpful because it means you're actually aligned with their ways of thinking and you can design for that purpose. It's not, you know, you as a designer might have a really different idea about where the project's going to what the owners or what the founders are doing. The feedback was immensely helpful. I loved hearing the advice that they could give or suggestions of change, and it really helped progress my project to its final piece. We had a bunch of signs that were part of the process, and in the end we chose a bunch of educational signage communicating the birds, and then we had some of the inspirational signage. So it was a good sort of combination of both. As I was involved in the process, it wasn't just about trying to get my work out there, you know, because it was an exciting thing. Of course, that's, you know, really important, but I think also it's really important to realise how your design can actually communicate with other people and what its actual potential for what it does. Considering it is now my final year at Unitec and seeing something finished and put somewhere for a very long time to come is really great, and it's actually really inspiring to me just to keep going. Being in that sort of real world environment is really good because you get to interact with that industry professionals and figure out, you know, the practicality of the design, the affordability, everything like that. It gives you real world experience, and it's not just based on what you're doing in the classroom as a proposed design. It sort of puts it into perspective, like you finally got something made, it's there, it's in the ground, and other people can see it, they can give their opinion and their feedback, and it's very welcoming.
There's a great quote on the website by Nelson Henderson which goes, "The true meaning of life is to plant trees under whose shade you do not expect to sit." This is exactly the vision and generosity playing out at Kew Haven.
So if you'd like some more information, please check out their website. It's www.qhaven.com.
Thank you so much for joining us. See you next time in the Living Community.
Ka kite. Please enjoy this short film produced by Unitec Department of Performing and Screen Arts.
Monster!
Mom.
Have you guys seen my wallet?
Babe wouldn't know where you put your wallet, wouldn't have a clue.
Yeah, I can see it.
Baby, I love you, I'm sorry.
Get a room.
I need to get going.
Can we go with the camera? Come here. Okay, Frog Productions presents 2013 Movie Awards to Thomas Couple! Tom, stop throwing grapes, okay? Don't throw the grapes, man. You look like a lizard. Let's see what you've got down here. Actually, this looks like a lizard. What's this? Whoa, check out that monster. Freaky. Check out the teddy. Blue face. So cute. You looked like that when you saw your first girlfriend. Whoa, what's this?
It's Sirenia.
Sirenia. Is that Nana? She looks pretty short, but is that her?
Yep.
Is that Nana?
Yeah.
Whoa. Where is Sirenia, man?
Well, you just have to wait and see.
Wait and see. Wait and see. Wait and see, you little cutie. Pop's here. Hey, Pops. How you doing?
Hey, boy.
Good to see you.
Good.
Come in.
Oh,
Hey, Dad.
hello, sweetie.
Good to see
Yeah,
you.
You still playing with that thing?
Yeah, all the time. See you, Tom. You have a
Alright,
great
see
night,
ya.
mate. Love you, buddy. All right, take care.
Okay,
See
bye,
ya.
darling. Love you. Mwah. See you, Dad. Thanks for looking after him.
No, we'll be cool.
Thanks again, Pops.
See you
See you when you get
later.
home.
All right.
Have a good
Okay.
time. Drive carefully.
See you when we get back.
Yeah. They've gone. What are we going to do?
Glad that's over.
Thomas, turn the camera off.
Okay, Dad, do the monkey. You do the robot? Okay, now do the T-Rex.
Hey, Thomas, do you know how much we love you?
that much.
No, we love you to the moon and back. Yeah. Hey, Thomas, we're going now. We love you.
Love you. Bye, miss you. Mom? Dad?
Hey, Thomas. Last night, I heard you saying, I love you, Mum and Dad. It's been a month now. You okay?
I can see them through my camera.
Put the camera down, Thomas. It's an illusion. What you think you can see isn't real.
They're watching us right now. They miss you. Nana misses you.
You have to stop living in a fantasy. They're not going to be here anymore.
They're alive in Sirenia.
Sirenia? What's Sirenia?
It's a perfect place. I'll take you there one time. It's hard to understand unless you see it.
If this is your way of dealing with their loss, then I have no right to tell you to stop filming with your camera. But you're my responsibility now, and I have to take care of you.
Pop, Nana wants to talk to you. Just take the camera. She wants to see you.
Joseph, I'm here. You need to go with Thomas to Sirenia.
Sirenia's an illusion. It's impossible.
It's beautiful, Joseph. No human words can describe the glory that's created here. Follow Thomas, and he'll guide you.
Thomas, take me to Sirenia.
Just look through the camera.